Hello folks, and welcome to the Bug Whisperer channel. In today's video we will be doing a little update on my first Formica Subsericea colony. As you can see here, they are currently feeding on a cricket. They have a very nice feeding response. They seem to like cricket. Oh, and don't worry about the mess. That is their designated garbage area where they put all of their garbage, which is quite nice. It makes it easier to clean. I cleaned it up after I took this footage. I messed that one up. What else is new? I should have cleaned it up before filming. Wow, look at that one worker trying to carry the cricket's head all by herself into the colony. I'm definitely rooting for her. She seems to be having a little bit of trouble, which is understandable, being that it is multiple times her body weight. In the next video, I will definitely have this AC test tube portal nice and clean so it's easier to see what's going on inside. Oh look, here comes another worker to help break down the cricket or carry it inside to the colony. They seem to be split between trying to break it down on site or carry it back to the colony. I've had this colony for about 3 months now. I caught their queen the day after her nuptial flight, which if you don't know what a nuptial flight is, it's a time when virgin queens and males leave their colonies to go and mate. After mating, the queens will land on the ground. Who would have thought? They'll break off their wings and go underground or into wood, find a spot to build a nest, then they will create what is called a claustral chamber, as you can see here, and then the next day the males will die unfortunately, which was the story of our queen. As you can see here, I have her in a test tube setup, which represents the claustral chamber that she would have made in the wild. And you can see here I have a ruler because I wanted to know how big she was, because it's a lot easier to ID an ant queen when you know how big they are. But back to the ant feeding. As you can see here, they really seem to like this cricket, just going to town munching down on it, and you can see themselves routinely cleaning their antennae, their legs, their mouth parts. The ants actually have an antibacterial saliva and antifungal, which helps keep themselves clean, and they clean the food before they bring it back into the colony to help prevent things like mold and bacterial outbreaks and things like that, which is really cool that they have the ability to do that. How many other creatures do you know that can do that? So now they have successfully brought the head back into the colony for faster consumption, which means they get the food faster, but also limits the amount of time they have a foreign object to introduce fungus, like mold, or any bacteria into where the colony stays, which is a good thing to prevent. As you can see here, they're up to about 10 workers now, which is a nice improvement. Oh, and it looks like the queen herself, Her Royal Highness, is interested in all the commotion and decided to see what's going on. She walked right past the food towards the entrance. Oh, she's not sure. She's going to turn around and head right back. Maybe she's going to check out the food and maybe even eat some herself. No, she's just going to put her big fat butt in the way. Speaking of which, is something called visogastrism, when the gaster of the queen gets enlarged and starts to stretch out because it's filled with so many eggs, which is something you should see in your ant queen after a few months. It's a very good sign. You might be wondering why I have a red film over the colony. It's because ants supposedly can't see red light, because if you block every spot where the light can come in and introduce light onto the red film, they seem to react to it still, like they can still see something. But it's not as bad as if they were completely uncovered. But I'm no biologist. Back to some more feeding. In the future, I will definitely clean off the sides more so that you can see them better. And I've been thinking about getting a macro lens attachment for my phone. My phone does alright, but it could definitely use some help in the macro department. The common name for this species is the black silky field ant, and in the past I've definitely confused them with Camponotus pennsylvanicus, the eastern black carpenter ant, which I understand why. They look very similar without looking to them up close, except these girls unfortunately don't have majors. but I'm okay with not having majors. They have their own personality. Oh, here comes another one to the feast. I'm looking forward to seeing this colony grow up big and strong, per se. I wonder how big they get. A few hundred, a few thousand, maybe even 10,000. Probably not 10,000, but who knows. I'm sure Google can find out, though, how big their colonies get, and I'm sure that they'll get bigger in captivity, given the right environment and food, than they would in the wild, since they have no other ant colonies to compete with, and there will be no predators taking any of the workers out, as there would be in the wild, and they won't ever have any ant wars. I will try feeding them live prey, though, one day, see how they do. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.